Okay, so here is another thing I did not add in the recent video I posted. So people like Charlie Kirk, like conservatives like Charlie Kirk, Andrew Tate, they have radicalized a whole generation, especially young men. They have radicalized a whole generation, but they do not realize that it's going to affect them. And people like Charlie Kirk who has daughters. This man left daughters behind. Daughters. Like you have daughters and you are so misogynistic, you even go as far to radicalize generations, like going to school to radicalize generations of kids. And here's the thing. Men have always been terrible. But Gen Alpha, like that generation, Gen Alpha, like they are going to be the worst of the worst. And I hate to say that about next generations because current generations are always bitter about the next generations. Like they have done it to us. Like the millennials have done it to us. The boomers have done it to the millennials. So people have always been jealous and bitter of people who are younger than them. So I really hate to say that about Gen Alpha. But Gen Alpha, like the way what they consume, and it's not their fault. It is the fault of Gen Z. It is the fault of everybody else. Not just Gen Z, but millennials, those boomers who cannot just leave us the fuck alone. Like these old people. We have old people like Donald Trump who should be retiring. They are still trying to radicalize, still trying to come back with the 70s, the 80s, the 60s laws. They just cannot leave us the fuck alone. And they are blaming every new generation for the problem. But they are the problem. They are the ones in power. So, as I was saying again about Gen Alpha, Gen Alpha has been so radicalized. Now you have 12 years old, like you have 12-year-olds who are like repeating what they heard. People like DJ Academics, like this motherfucker Andrew Tate. Like you have those kids repeating what they heard from them. So they are extremely radicalized, and we have seen like from over the years how men have been so sensitive, so misogynistic that they are taking women out for no reason. Taking women out for no reason. I remember like during Trump's first term, it was so bad. It was so bad. Like they felt very emboldened. Like misogyny was back stronger than ever before during Trump's first term. Now it's back again. But during Trump's first term, you will hear every single day how men were killing women. I'm sorry, I don't like to say this word because it's very triggering for the internet. Even in comments, when you say this word, you will see your comment is not showing. So you would see like these men, they are taking women out for simply ignoring them, taking women out of gas station. We haven't heard about that for a while, like for like 4 or 5 years. Like we haven't heard those. We haven't heard about those. Like we haven't heard those cases anymore. Like at least as often as they used to be during Trump's first term. But now Trump is giving them a voice again. He's giving the racist, the misogynist, those radicalized people a voice again, and now they are back stronger than ever before. Homicide on a woman, like it's going to be back again, raised. It's going to be higher than it was. And Gen Alpha, that generation, that younger generation, they are going to be so radicalized. It's going to be terrible. Like men like Andrew Tate, Charlie Kirk, those men with daughters, their daughters are going to be the ones suffering. They are going to outlive their daughters. Not Charlie Kirk, though, of course. Charlie Kirk did not outlive his daughters. But can you imagine having to bury your daughter simply because of misogyny? Simply because a misogynistic man had to take her out? you know, simply because of an emotional misogynistic man. Now you have to go to court crying, suffering. You know, like whenever you see women suffering, when I see women like Cassie, for example, I ask myself, you know what? I wonder how terrible her dad was to women. Because sometimes it is just karma. You never know how Cassie's dad treated women. Because often women, they will gravitate towards people they feel like have the same qualities as their fathers. Whether it's abusive, whatever it is. So you never know how her dad was. And I don't remember her dad's ethnicity. I think he's like kind of Asian or something. So Asian men, yeah, the Asian community is extremely misogynistic. You never know how when you see this woman suffering, sometimes it is their dad's karma that is, that they are suffering from. In men like Charlie Kirk, Andrew Tate, like these men who have daughters, their daughters are going to be suffering. Gen Alpha is going to have fun with their daughters. And it's very bad that Charlie Kirk did not live long enough to see that. No matter how much money you have, it is not going to be enough to protect your daughters from abusive men, from misogynistic men, from misogyny, from the same system that you participated in.